to unmute the microphone so that you can also use your microphone to have questions asked. And we're going to record the meeting as well. Caroline is recording, so that's very useful as well. During this time, we're going to have the microphones mute so that the recording will be of the best quality. I want to give one testimony of essential oils, the testimony comes with this one, which is called Deep Blue Rub. There are 7 different oils in this mixture, and it's been so good and so powerful. Many a time women have problem with the back. We get these pains in the back, either because we've stretched or we've loaded things, and other times it is because we are going through a lot of things, processing things in the mind, going through very hectic times and difficulties, or a very busy schedule. And then the tension that we're going through reflects itself in the muscles of the back. So in my case, it was in the month of September. We were going through lows, and still are, of changes in our lives. And I started to have this excruciating pain on the size of the vertebral column at the height of my waist. And then I realized that it wasn't only the muscles, it was actually the sciatica nerve that was inflamed. So I asked my wife, can you massage the area? And she discovered I had lumps about this big and very thick. The muscles were contracted, and the nerve was, the pain was so bad. There were several nights I couldn't sleep. So I said, I've heard so many good things about this Deep Blue Rub. We actually had bought one of these a few days ago, and I said, I want to try it. I want to try it for myself and see how that will help me. So Clara was applying the rub and massaging to me 2-3 times a day. And it looked like it didn't, the pain, the muscular pain and the sciatica nerve pain didn't want to go away. But we were persistent, and in 2 weeks, the pain went totally out. We're still going through a lot of change, but I can say that those muscles are now perfectly fine. I've had no pain, no problem with them. So, the power of the oils applied to the muscles is so wonderful, so amazing.
Yes, well, I would like to give also a testimony. And everything started when we met Jody. Jody is a friend of ours for some years already, but we never share about the essential oils until now that I have my health a little poorly. So I went to see the doctors, and the doctors never found out what it was wrong, but the symptoms, I felt them. And they started to prescribe medicines. But once one of the doctors said, well, you will take these pills, and if you have these reactions, you will have to go to emergency in a hospital. I said, when I heard that, I came home and said, Candy, I don't want any more medicines like this, because, or I take the medicine, or I prefer the symptoms of my illness. But anyway, so Jody started to say, well, why you don't try the essential oils? We have never done it before. And I don't remember that we knew about them anyway. But I started to test them, to apply them to me. For example, the lavender for sleeping, because for me was very difficult to sleep. And also, I also tried the Deep Blue for pain on my neck, and also the tea tree oil for my fungus. So, but all of them work. It was very good. But I found one that it is now my favorite one, because my emotions sometimes I'm up and down. Sometimes I'm very stressed. Sometimes I am with anxiety. And I said, well, Candy said, I found something for you. And I said, what is that? He said, Melissa.
This is the one.
So I started to
Sorry, this is the one.
I started to apply it, and I applied 2 drops on my thumb and on the roof of my mouth. And in 2 minutes, I'm fine, isn't it, darling? Oh, I love it. And also, I discovered that what the doctors couldn't find a help for me, the oils did it for me. So I praise the Lord because He's good.
Thank you, darling. So I want to introduce Jody Rabinov. She's been a health practitioner for 45 years, and she's got an amazing heart to help people, to see people healthy, to see people free from disease, and is a very persevering woman. I'm amazed at the seriousness of the way you research things that need to be researched and looked at and studied. And I see that as an amazing health professional, you're always learning. You always got new things to share with everybody, with people. So it's a great honor to have you with us today in this meeting. And we know that what you have to share is going to be extremely enlightening to all of us. So, Jody, thank you for being with us, and you're most welcome. All right, go ahead. You're muted, Jody.
Oh, okay. Now, so let me see. There's a little. Let's see. The whole sense. Okay. Yes, I'm very grateful to be with you on Zoom. And with all this Corona, I really wanted to actually fly to Colombia, and I couldn't do it. And but you know, the Corona has opened up a new window for all of us to communicate, no matter where we're at in the world. And so I'm very grateful for all that God is doing actually through this time. And yeah, I want to really share a little bit about my life with you. So I'm going to share my my screen here with you. So I'm going to do this real quick. And let's see here. I'm becoming so techie, I can't believe it. All right. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about this thing called the Creator's Medicine. And what that is just looking at how God has put into plants his chemicals, his medicine. And when we look at his medicine, there's no side effects, there's no symptoms that will happen from taking too many pharmaceuticals or drugs that all have side effects. And so, you know, our success really with using these is not about money or making money, but it's really, you know, it's a time to really see some people get their lives saved and spared from the doldrums and the horrendous things that happen through a lot of the sicknesses and diseases that we're seeing now spread on the planet. And cancer being one major one, and arthritis and diabetes and many things. This is my family. I just wanted to introduce you to my family because they're really dear to me. And this is our son, the big tall one on the end. This is Josiah. He's a chiropractor and doctor out in Virginia, United States. And this is his beautiful wife, Sarah, and our 2 adorable granddaughters. And then we have a daughter. Her name is Yasmin. She came to Israel first, joined the Israeli army, and met her husband in a school in Jerusalem. He was her teacher in videography. And so they married, and he had a business in Finland. So now they're living in Finland for a little while anyway. So this is our little family. I want to tell you a little bit about my background and how I happened to get involved in natural health care. It was through everything I went through in my own family. The first thing that happened was my mother, when she was 54, she got cancer. I was in my 20s. And I went to take care of her and ended up taking her to Mexico to the Gerson Clinic, where we were on the Gerson therapy. And she was doing very well until a tumor, not a tumor, but an abscess formed in between her liver and her diaphragm. And basically that took her home. She passed away from that. But I learned a lot. I spent 6 weeks at the Gerson Clinic in 1978. And that was not the beginning of my time of seeking answers, because I saw both of my parents taking a lot of pharmaceuticals and not changing anything that they were doing. And that didn't make sense to me. My father, he had 3 open heart surgeries. And when he was 70, he had a massive heart attack and passed away. So I lost both of my parents very young. And then I had one brother. His name was Bobby. This is Bobby in the middle. And he, about 6 years ago, he passed away from a glioblastoma brain tumor. And these tumors are very aggressive kind of cancer. I tried to help him, but his cancer was already quite advanced. So I lost my brother. And every time I went through something, it pressed me in to want to find answers. Our daughter, when she was 4, and she's 31 now, this is our daughter Yasmin. When she was 4, she got juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. And I didn't know what to do for her at the time. She had localized pain, and all through the night, I would hear her crying, and I would bring in ice packs for her knee, which was where the pain localized. And I wasn't getting much sleep. Every night I would hear her at least twice get up and go put ice on her knee until she would fall asleep, and I'd go back to bed and then hear her crying a few hours later. So anyway, my friend, I asked my friend who was a doctor when Yasmin started having fevers every day, what to do. And she said, well, juvenile rheumatoid arthritis is only a name that the doctors give to what they don't know how to fix. And if you do what I tell you to do, your daughter will be pain-free in 2 weeks, because she's only toxic. You need to detoxify your body. So I said, okay, I'll do anything for my daughter. And in 2 weeks, we put her on this program to detoxify her body. In 2 weeks, she was pain-free. So that really launched me back into the whole healthcare field and gave me a desire to help many others, especially children, in this particular situation. I went back to school for 7 years when my children got older, and we homeschooled for a good number of years until my son was in 9th grade. And he knew he wanted to become a doctor, and he needed a lot of science. So they went back to school, and I went back to school. So I began to study something called dark field microscopy. And I was very much interested in what are some of the things that our body is combating. And so I learned, I went to 2 schools to study how to analyze the blood. And I learned a lot in these schools about some of the things that make us sick. And so I'll show you some of the pictures of what blood looks like under the microscope. This is red blood cells. Under the microscope, the light is coming through. Not that cells have light that we would see necessarily without a actual physical light shining through, but here is your normal red blood cells. And then I'll show you my blood under the microscope. You'll see they're all nice and round, and these little bouncing things are not any kind of bacteria or anything. It's just food that was not totally digested. And so I want to show you here, you're going to see a neutrophil. This is your one of your main white blood cells that clean up. They are like granular, you'll see here, and they crawl through and in between the red blood cells, and they work like a vacuum. If they find anything that's not you, they're going to engulf it and encapsulate it and devour it. And that's our immune system. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. God made us fearfully and wonderfully. This is his creation. He designed the immune system. And I think it's really amazing to watch this. I was so fascinated when I first learned how to use a microscope to watch these guys and how they function. So I'll go ahead and go on here. Oh, I went backward. Oh, nope, the other way, sorry. So, and then we are looking for bacterial forms like this. Is called a rod form. And it's an indicator of a very weak immune system. And these guys actually eat and excrete. They produce very toxic and acid byproducts in the body. So when you see this, you know that the person is compromised in their immune system. This is a picture of one of those neutrophils engulfing an anthrax bacteria. Very interesting picture. And what we're really dealing with when we're sick and tired all the time, and most of us get sick and tired of being sick and tired. I know so many people who have a lot of sicknesses and they really want to get well, but they don't know how. So when our bucket is overflowing, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with toxins, we're dealing with parasites like we just saw. We're dealing with traumas and infections, as I mentioned. And what do these cause? They cause inflammation. What does inflammation show up as? High or low blood pressure, digestive problems, weight loss resistance, dizziness, inability to handle stress, exertional malice, brain fog, fatigue, headaches, hormone dysregulation, trouble sleeping, depression and mood changes, temperature dysregulation, having hot and cold temperature or feeling cold hands and feet in the winter, muscle and joint pain. So all that, the root of it is inflammation. And what we want to do when we want to have a healthy body, and we want to get rid of inflammation, and we have to build a good foundation. But one of the things, if you want to build a really solid foundation like this, and this is a really great foundation, they're going to build a very large building on it. But look what they had to get out. They had to get all the stones, all the rocks of offense, all the offenders. And so to build a good foundation, we definitely need to clean up our body. We need to detoxify to build a good foundation. And we're either going to have a foundation like this when it's shaken a little bit, there's a problem. I wouldn't want to live in this building, would you? And then you could build a foundation like this in Paris, France, of course. This is not going to tumble over very easily because it has a very good foundation. And so we want to build foundation for good health and long life. I want to tell you, show you a few little things here, stories of clients that came in to see me. This was Elaine, and she has oxygen coming into her nose. You can see the tubing here and tubing going down to a tank that's on the floor. She was told by the doctors that she should prepare her paperwork because there was no more they could do for her. She was on 7 pharmaceutical drugs and she slept all day long. Why? Because she didn't have energy to stay awake or even cook or clean or anything. She was really in bad shape. And I asked her, her pastors, that's where I met her in her church. I asked them, can you just bring her into my office? And they said, sure. So here she is. When I looked at her blood, I saw these squirmy, wormy things pulling out of all her blood cells. These are not balloons. This is her blood. And you can see things trying to poke their way out of the cells. Her cells are loaded with microorganisms and bacterial forms. And no wonder she doesn't have energy. There's no way her body can have energy with all those things inside the red blood cells. So I asked her, would you like to get rid of these things that are in your system? And by the way, could that cause ADEM, which was, what the doctors told her she had, which was lesions on the brain? And she said, yeah, I'd like to get rid of those. They could possibly cause this condition, which didn't allow her to breathe properly either. It affected her lungs. So this is Elaine after she got on a program to detoxify her body. The same lady just a few months later, oops, I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, sorry. What I was gonna show you is some other pictures of some of the types of parasites that enter into the blood. And this, again, this picture also, you can see I stress the blood. I actually pop the red blood cells open, and you can see very advanced forms, we call it pleomorphism, mutation in these bacterial forms. It's just crawling with microorganisms. This should not be there. And these would excrete poisons and toxins, of course, also. And they are living on something and existing and excreting. So this looks like a swamp, not a clean flowing river. You can see all these different forms and everything. Yeah, not what you want to see in blood. Okay, so this is Elaine after she was 3 months on a detoxification program to clean up what we just saw in the blood. So, and she's only periodically needing oxygen, but off of all 7 pharmaceuticals, all 7 went into the trash can. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, and this is Elaine 8 months later. She's working out in a gym. She's no longer needing oxygen. She's bringing in people that look like her when she came in. Not very happy, not feeling really great. And look at Elaine. She's bright and spunky, and she got back on her dance team in her church, and she's a happy camper. So we are very grateful for these stories. This is Jeroen. His parents came to me, and they were from Germany. And the mother called me up and said, oh, my son has a very bad infection in his sinuses and also in his ear. And she took him to the doctor, and the doctor wanted to put him on antibiotics. But she says, Jody, we just don't want to put him on antibiotics because there's so many problems that happen after being on antibiotics. So we went ahead and we recommended to try the essential oils, and sure enough, the mother did, and it just cleaned up his whole system. This is him. You can see his eye is totally changed already, but after a few days, she tried putting the oils on again. She was supposed to use Melaleuca, and by accident, she used oregano oil. She called me crying, saying, oh, I burned my son's cheeks. What should I do? She was so upset, and I said, don't worry. First thing, don't worry. Just try lavender on there. And in 2 hours, this is the same little boy with lavender that took away all that pain and sensitivity and redness. And this is him a little few days later. He's completely healed. And the parents, of course, changed his diet, and they're doing juices and really healthy foods. So I love these stories, and I love working with people. You know, essential oils are very, very strong. I not only love the essential oils that doTERRA offers us from all over the world, they're very powerful, they're very potent, but I also love their supplements, which I think are the best in the world that I have come across. But what I was going to tell you about the essential oils is there's a lipid, there's a fatty, they're oils, of course, they're fatty, and your blood cells have a lipid exterior. And so the essential oils can penetrate inside your red blood cells very quickly. And this is something that makes us very happy because we want to clean up what I just showed you. Most people have these things, especially if they're sick, and we want to clean up that blood, and we can do it with the essential oils. And after this video was taken, with a sample was taken, the blood was showing before which is this condition is called rouleau, and the cells can't get oxygen and they can't get nutrition when they're clumping like this. But after just 30 seconds with 1 drop of balanced essential oil, the blood cells separated and became independently moving and floating. This is what we want to see in the blood. And that was just 1 drop, and it serviced every cell in the body. That is so amazing. And they're so effective and fast working that we can see in 22 seconds, essential oils will reach the brain when we ingest them. In 2 minutes, they're found in the bloodstream, and in 20 minutes, they are found in every cell of our body. I just love essential oils, and I'm so grateful for doTERRA because they have traveled all over the world to find the most effective and the most potent and the most pure therapeutic grade essential oils, and they draw them from all over the world for our benefit. And so I'm so grateful, and grateful that you could be introduced to them as well. So Candido and Caroline, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Thank you, Jody. That's very kind of you. Amazing, amazing health facts. I want to introduce now to our daughter, Caroline. I admire her, besides being my daughter, because she's a woman of determination. She had her own health challenges, but she wouldn't just take no for an answer from the doctors and the hospital. So she started to research and read and find alternatives. And I would say with God's help and wisdom, God connected us with different people like Jody, who would give us alternatives. And I admired Caroline for the perseverance. This has been a journey. It's taken now about 3-4 years. And when she discovered the oils, she went researching as well. She went trying different oils. And as she did that and got the results, in her heart, there was a desire to share it with other people, to empower other people, to let other people experience the same and empower them to empower other people. So Caroline, thank you for joining us today and helping us to bring this presentation to our friends. Go ahead, my daughter.
Thank you, Dad. It's thanks to my dad that I actually met Jody. So, and Jody told me about the oils. So thank you, Dad. It's been, yeah, the oils have really changed my life. I never imagined that they would. Some of the things that I love to do is to spend time with my nephews, to serve in my local church, but I also love to teach about essential oils because I know the power they have to transform a life forever. And when I heard this statement, first I thought, well, you know, there's things that you try and you see whether they work and then you kind of use them. But with essential oils, really, it has changed my life. And I believe that it will change yours as well. Not just your life, but that of your family and your generations to come. So I'm going to speak today about 3 cool things of essential oils. And I know that I would have done my job if you can then repeat those 3 simple things to someone else, whether they live with you and you can say, well, what were you doing today at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. in the UK? Well, I was listening to this presentation. Let me tell you what the 3 cool things of essential oils are. So for that, I'm going to share my screen with you. And it's very, very easy stuff. So first of all, it's important to note that essential oils are safe. And they're safe because they are 100% natural. So when Jody was explaining and talking about essential oils, we referred to things like this. So this is a bottle of lemon essential oil. And what the liquid that you see there is pure lemon, pure essential oil from lemon. To make a bottle like this, they used 45 lemons. And it's not just the oil from the juice, it's from the peel as well. So that's incredible that you would have something so pure in a single bottle. And that's why we receive the benefits without any side effects. So they are extracts of plants, which we know already have amazing benefits. But the amazing thing is that we see a multiplied factor of 50 to 70 times more powerful when they are in essential oil format than when you actually consume them separately. So let me give you the example of peppermint. This is the peppermint essential oil. And as I said, it's pure peppermint, right? So if I take a mug of water, I fill it to half, and I drop in one single drop of peppermint essential oil, it's equivalent to having drank 28 cups of peppermint tea. 28 cups. When are you going to drink 28 cups? I wouldn't in one day, but just with one drop of peppermint tea, we can receive those benefits. And each one of these essential oils have a CPTG. That means that they're certified pure therapeutic grade oil. That means they don't have any fillers, they don't have any contaminants. I was amazed when my family shared with me the essential oils that they had bought online, and they weren't pure. They were diluted, although on the label it said, in this case, oregano oil, essential oil. But that's where doTERRA stands out. And it's with this seal that I have the confidence to use essential oils with my nephew, who's 11 months old. So when he was teething, I simply dabbed my finger on this, which is lavender essential oil, just did that and put it right on his gum. And he could feel the immediate relief. And I wouldn't do that if I wouldn't know that this is completely pure and safe to use with children and with seniors as well. So here we go. This is the picture of the peppermint essential oil that I just showed you. So that's the first important thing. The cool thing is that they're safe. Secondly is that they're effective. Now let's go to biology lesson 101. The most basic element in our body is our cells. And every cell is covered by this oily membrane. And this oily membrane keeps the bad things out, which are bacteria, and keeps the good things in. However, when you go, for example, to the doctor and you tell them, I think I've got a bacterial infection, they will probably tell you that you need an antibiotic. And they'll give you a prescription. You'll take your antibiotic for 8 to 10 days, and it will do the trick. However, it will probably wreak havoc in your intestines, in your gut, in your hormones. And next time you have a bacterial infection, you'll need a stronger antibiotic. So antibiotics will do the trick. They will treat the bacteria externally. But what happens if you go to your doctor and you say, I have a flu, I have a very strong cold, which is a virus? Well, viruses do penetrate the cell. So it's this circle here that we have orange, right? They will penetrate the cell and they will then duplicate in the DNA. So that's how viruses spread so quickly. But your doctor will probably tell you, wear it out. Just go to bed and drink a lot of water and wear it out. Why is that? Because most of the treatments that they will give you will be water-based. And we know that water and oil don't mix. So these water-based treatments will not be able to penetrate the cell and reach where the virus is. However, we have good news for you today, which is essential oils can penetrate the cell membrane. And that's how we see it here. So that's why essential oils are effective. They will treat both bacteria on the outside of the cell and viruses on the inside of the cell. But let me give you a great example, which is this oil here. This oil here that Soler is going to be sharing about in a moment, sold out at the beginning of the year in no other place than China. And we know what was happening there at the beginning of the year. So Soler, welcome. Please go ahead and open your microphone and share with us what this oil has done for you.
All right. Hi, everyone. Yeah, just a quick testimony, really. In March, at the beginning of the lockdown, I used to work up in the West End, and it was a good thing that they said that we could all work from home, because I started to feel really, really ill. I believe I had sort of like a mild form of the COVID because I lost the sense of smell. I had a temperature, my chest was feeling a bit odd, my eyes were running and so on. And so I used to do a lot of steam baths to try and see if I could make sure that everything was clear. But I was really feeling unwell. I'm not too sure if it was Caroline or Candida that said to me, look, you know, there are some essential oils that's really going to be able to help you. And so what I saw was that there was an oil, which was On Guard, which I've got here. Can you see it clearly? Can you see it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And in On Guard, there's cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, and I can't remember what the other one is.
Rosemary. Yeah.
Sorry, what was it?
Rosemary.
Yeah, that's right. And rosemary. Yeah. And so I found that I took like 2 drops of this, and instantly I just felt more alive. I felt as if I had energy. And the other thing that I would do every morning is I would always have a squeeze of lemon. But then when I got the lemon, doTERRA, the drops of that were just really incredible. So the combination of the two, I just started to feel so much better. On a scale of 0 to 10, most days I was feeling maybe about 3. And I would say that I'm about 8, sometimes 9, really full of energy and just really a lot happier and a lot more well. So yeah, it was really good. I swear by this, I use it all the time. Okay, that's my testimony.
Thank you. Thank you, Celia. That's amazing. That's right. So this On Guard really does the trick. It works on your immune system, works wonderfully for throats. I had it when I arrived in Colombia, got off the plane, must have caught something and got a throat infection, and this did the trick, definitely. So definitely an oil that you don't want to be without. So that's the second cool thing about essential oils, is that they are effective. And the third is that they are affordable. Now, when we speak about affordable, let me give you an example. How much do you pay for your medical care? If you live in the UK, then probably you don't pay anything because you have the NHS. If you live in Israel, then maybe you do need a health insurance. But even so, even if your medical care is free, and even if your prescriptions are free, I can tell you with all confidence that essential oils will work out even cheaper. So let me give you an example. Let's say someone at home had an ear infection. So you would use 2 drops of tea tree oil and just 2 drops of lavender. And you would put those with a bit of coconut oil on the outer part of your ear, not inside. You wouldn't use essential oils internally. And you would wait 12 hours. 12 hours later, the ear infection would have left, would have gone. And how much did that cost you? Probably 20 pence a drop. So what you're looking at, less than £1 for these 4 drops. That's how it would have cost you. Now, if you would have had to take maybe it's your child or someone else to the GP, the time it would have meant to go to GP, and the transport, whether it's your petrol, if you go by your car, or it's public transport, and then whether you had to maybe take an antibiotic, if that was the prescription that the doctor gave you, you would have had to buy a probiotic to help you reestablish your good bacteria in your gut. So it does work out more expensive. Without mentioning that today, we don't really want to be in a GP surgery or in a hospital because of the exposure. And you really can't be without essential oils at home, because they give you a safe and natural and an effective way of treating any kind of disease. So that's the third thing about essential oils. They are affordable. So when you put together what you are using a year, you're looking at essential oils of pennies per dose, and you're saving hundreds of pounds in a year. This is the essential oil about lavender. It's amazing. It smells beautiful. It's really nice, very calming and soothing. But I would like to share the story of Emma, who had something that can happen to all of us at home, and she's going to tell us what she did about it. So I'm going to play her testimony here.
Hello everyone. I want to share a very quick video on what happened to my finger and how my finger got rescued with lavender. I was cooking and then I burnt my finger, if you can see there. Yeah, I burnt my finger, quickly put it under cold water, did the honey and everything. Nothing really helped. And then I thought, surely I must have something I can use. And I'd run out of all my oils. So it's not that I thought the lavender was the best thing. It's just that it's all I had left. So, and it was quite little left in the bottle. So what I did, I added some fractionated coconut oil to what was in it. And I rubbed it on the burn. And really, I'm not exaggerating, the pain stopped immediately. It was really was like magic. So the pain stopped. And I couldn't believe it. So the next morning, when I went into the shower, I was taking my shower and I hit my finger and I got ready for the pain. And then I realized, there was still no pain. So throughout, there was no pain at all up until now that it's healing and peeling off. There has not been any pain. And like I said, it's not that I thought lavender was the best thing. It's just that that's all I had. So I just thought surely one of the oils would do something for me. And then to add to it, yesterday, I sprained my wrist. I don't know what happened, maybe when I was trying to do weights or something. But my wrist was aching, yesterday. And I thought, okay, what am I going to use? And I thought, you know what? I'll go back to the lavender with the mixed lavender with the coconut oil. And I rubbed it there on the pain. And I woke up this morning and the pain was gone. So honestly, now I'm using I'm using what I've got left in there for everything. So the lavender seems to be my answer to everything now. I just wanted to share that testimony. But the burn, it was phenomenal. I could not believe how quickly the pain stopped. So you might want to try that. Thank you. Bye.
Wonderful, amazing. So it's great for burns, it's great for children as well, for teething, and that is our oil of lavender. So how can you use oils? So we look at 3 different ways to use oils. The first is aromatic. As you can see there from the lady, she's simply just smelling from the bottle, and that's what you can do. You can just open the bottles, smell, and it's a lovely smell. It will affect your mood positively. You can cleanse the air with oils and it will open your airways. We know about people with problems with asthma, and when they smell the oils, it opens their airways. It's amazing. But some people are skeptic and they say, how can you smell an oil and how can it actually positively affect you? Well, I'll demonstrate it with a simple example. If you've ever been to the hospital, you've ever had a surgery done, you've probably had an anesthetic administered through a mask, and they'll tell you count to 10. And usually you won't even get to 5 when you're already completely asleep. And that's just because of your olfactic nerve. This nerve goes straight to your brain, and in a few seconds, it will go through your limbic system to the rest of your body. So that is what demonstrates that essential oils, when they're smelled, will affect every part of your body. But we have here also a device which is called a diffuser. I'm going to show you the one I have here. So this is a diffuser. If I open the lid, it's full of water, so I won't tip it. And I've put in 6 drops of wild orange essential oil. So I'll click on here. I'll just show you there. You can see that the steam's coming out. It's got a light. I can switch it off if I want to. And it smells wonderful. Citrus smell. I can have that next to my laptop as I'm working. I can put it on before I go to sleep. I can put some lavender on, and it works great because you can use the oils and you can have them on and smell them without any effort. We have a testimony of a friend of ours who had a kindergarten at home, and she began to diffuse On Guard, the oil we were showing you earlier. And it was amazing because the children started to relieve their symptoms of cold. They used to always have with a runny nose, and then children suddenly started to be well. And that was just from the children smelling in the clove, the orange, the eucalyptus, the rosemary. So it is very, very powerful way of using the oils. Secondly is topical. So you can apply them to the affected area for the benefits, just like my dad was saying, he applied it to his back. But always we would recommend that you would dilute it with coconut oil. So this is the fractionated coconut oil that doTERRA has investigated and done its research and has found that this is the best carrier oil. For children, we would usually use 4 to 5 to 6 drops of fractionated coconut oil per drop of essential oil, and for older people as well. And the amazing thing is, one of the best places you can put essential oils are on the sole of your feet. That's where you have your biggest pores, and when you have the nervous endings of your whole body. So we've seen also amazing benefits when you use them topically. And thirdly is when you use them internally. And we can only say this for doTERRA essential oils because we know that they have the CPTG. We know that they're therapeutic grade, and we know that they don't have any contaminants. We would not advise you to ingest any essential oils if you don't have this assurance. And there are 3 ways you can do this. You can put a few drops in water, put them into veggie caps. Now, veggie caps, what's so special about them? Well, let me show you. I have here an empty capsule. I think you can just about see it. There we go. So if I open this capsule, I can put in the drops, any drops of essential oil that I would like. So I'm going to take some On Guard. You can mix them. This is great for people who don't like the taste of essential oils. So I'm just going to put 2 drops in. And then I'm going to put some lemon. And I could put in, again, any kind of mixture that I want. This is great when people are in a lot of pain. They can put a few oils that we call the morphine bomb mixture. Usually put in the drops just before you're going to take the capsule because it will start to melt. Put it in your mouth with a bit of water. Swallow, and there it is. Perfectly, goes straight into your system, digests easily, and that's the way of taking it with veggie caps. Or you can apply it under your tongue or on the roof of your mouth, as my mum was doing, to feel the great benefits. So these are the 3 ways of using essential oils. But even though doTERRA is the largest essential oil company in the world, their most fastest selling products are not essential oils. There are actually this is the Lifelong Vitality Pack. It's a pack of vitamins. They are whole food-based vitamins, and they have a 30-day guarantee. If you consume this for 30 days, and at the end you don't feel healthier, more focused, and stronger, you can send back the empty bottles, and they will give you your money back. Whatever company that tells me they're giving me my money back means that they are committed and they're serious about it. And we have a friend who would like to share her testimony on what happened when she started to take these vitamins with a problem that she'd been having for many, many years. And this is Dorcas.
Hi, my name is Dorcas. I'm based in the UK. I'm a mother of 2, and I just want to give a testimony regarding the doTERRA products that I've been using. I only started using them a few months ago. Basically, what happened is I've got 2 girls, and after the second girl I had, she's 22 years now, I started having problems with my digestive system, and this led to me having constipation. You know, you don't talk about these things because when you're young, you think it's an old people's thing. So it becomes part of you. So over the years, I ended up developing piles, hemorrhoids. It's nasty. And it became a way of life with me. All the time I had to carry suppositories around because you never know when it happens. And a few months ago, I started using the doTERRA products, and only recently I realized that I wasn't using the suppositories or laxatives anymore, and it suddenly clicked that it was the doTERRA products because I started using this Vitality Pack, and ever since then, my 22 years problem has been rectified. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You don't know how I feel, because for people who have suffered with this constipation, it's awful, it's nasty. So it works. Definitely it's the doTERRA products because I haven't changed my diet. I know I need to, but it is the doTERRA. It's done it for me.
Thank you, Dorcas. Yes, none of us like to be constipated, that's for sure. So that's amazing when we get these good news. So this is a whole-based product, whole-based vitamins, food-based, vitamins, and it has everything you need. And Jody, tell us, when you came into doTERRA, when you saw this replaced 7 of the bottles you were taking of vitamins and minerals.
That's minimum. You know, I was really amazed when I was shown the Lifelong Vitality Pack. I just looked at the ingredients and the how they composed each of those 3 bottles, and I said, sign me up immediately. Not only do I want to take them, I want my husband to take these too. And it really simplified things for me. And I didn't think I needed essential oils because I brought all these oils to Israel with me, but I didn't know the difference between the quality of doTERRA essential oils and the oils that I had brought with me, and there's no comparison. It's amazing, the smell, the results, and everything else.
And you've seen some amazing results. Tell us the story of a lady that came up to you.
There was a young mother with 3 children, and she was nursing, and the doctors, she had horrible pain on the back of her neck. She found out that she had a tumor growing on the top of her spinal column, and this tumor wrapped itself around the vertebrae up on the top here. And they said, well, you know, they could offer her surgery, but you know, this would be a very dangerous surgery, of course. And so she decided to take the Lifelong Vitality Pack and to take several of our essential oils. And in 3 months, she had no more pain. She went back to the doctors and they did an MRI or whatever kind of test they did on her, I'm not sure. But they said the tumor is gone. And there was a hole in the bone where the tumor had been growing, and the bone was filling itself in. And the doctor was amazed. And he said, I don't know what you're doing, but whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And so to this day, she is free. There's no tumors, and she's on a really good program. So we see so many amazing results with the Lifelong Vitality Pack. It is a foundational core product, and we recommend it for everybody. I haven't seen anybody who didn't need it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jody. So just to finish, we would like to show you how you can get your hands on the doTERRA products, because they really have made a difference in our lives. And there are 3 basic ways that you can get products. So let me share again my screen here. So there is let's have a look. Lost my screen. Here we go. So there are 3 ways to purchase the products. So there is a one which is at retail price. That's the most expensive. We won't let anyone that's with us here on this call pay that price. You would only pay that if you were in a professional setting with your physiotherapist or your doctor or whatever. The second is at wholesale price. It kind of works like Costco. It's membership shopping for you to get a discount. So if you get your membership, which in the UK is £24, in the US is $35, you get a 25% discount on absolutely everything, from vitamins to oils to diffusers, everything. But neither my parents nor Jody nor I buy at wholesale or Solaire. We like it good, we like it cheap, we go for below wholesale. How does that work? Well, it's the biggest savings that you get. That means that you don't pay your membership fee, but you begin with a starter kit. So a starter kit, let's have a quick look in the UK what starter kits we have. And these are kits that already doTERRA has put together for us. Let's have a quick look here. So this is the first kit that I would like to show you. This is the kit that Solaire began, and it's great, right, Solaire? What would you say? We can't hear you.
Absolutely beautiful. This kit. I use the On Guard. I use the lemon. I also use the tea tree or Melaleuca, On Guard, and oregano for my husband. Yeah, it's just been really amazing. It's got the lavender in there, and what else? The deep blue as well. That is just
so for those who don't, so for those who don't know, deep blue is a great mixture for muscle problems. doTERRA Air is great for breathing problems. On Guard, we already know, it's for the immune system. Zengest is for digestive issues, and it's a mixture, right? Each of these that have a different name are a mixture of oils. And basically, you wouldn't believe, between these 10 oils, you can treat 80% of diseases. 80%. So you're basically getting a medicine cabinet, right, for your home. And each of them are this size. Let me show you. So they're 5 ml. So each of them contain 80 drops. And this kit is at £112. That's including VAT. That's, you don't pay your £24 membership, and you're already getting a big discount. The second kit I would like to show you is the same kit as this, so same 10 oils, right? But you're getting them in 15 ml. So let me show you the difference. This is a 5 ml, this is a 15 ml. So obviously it's 3 times more. This is 80 drops, this is 240 drops. So you would have expected, well, these 10 oils, it's great for families because when you have several people at home and someone's got a tummy ache and then this other person does as well. So the oils go really quickly. So this kit here is not 3 times the price. It's only twice the price, £238, and you get a diffuser. So you're getting these oils at a much cheaper price than if you would pay them separately, and you're getting the diffuser. So that again, when it's only available when you purchase your own membership, and you get that free anyway. So that's a whole year's membership with this kit. This was the one that I bought, and this actually was the diffuser that I got in that kit. And this is more than a year later, and it's in perfect condition. So really recommend. This was the kit that I got. But maybe you're thinking, well, I definitely want to get the vitamins. So this is the kit with the vitamins. Sorry if you hear some rain. It's bucking down just now. This is the Lifelong Vitality kit. So there you have the vitamins. You have 5 small essential oils: lavender, On Guard, frankincense, lemon, and balance. Balance is great for stress issues, and frankincense is the king of all oils. That's why they gave it to baby Jesus when he was born. And we have the Deep Blue Rub, which my dad was speaking about, a great cream for muscular problems. A probiotic and enzymes. These are great to take also for digestive issues. And this kit is at £202.50. So when you enroll, that's immediately the savings that you get. You're already getting £68 savings just because you're getting it with membership for free. So these are the 3 options. Now I'll hand over to my dad to tell us what we have in store for everyone here with us in this call.
Yes, thank you, Caroline. As we come to the end, and before we open for questions, we want to give you the opportunity, if you leave us your name and your phone number, to give you a consultation free of charge. That is a time for you only, where we would listen to what you need the oils for, or what is the health need that you have, and we will be able to advise you what are the best oils, or what are the best options if you want to get a kit, and also take you through the process of membership if you so desire. So if you leave us now in the chat your name and phone number, we will be happy to come back to you and do that within the next 3 days. Thank you very much.
I think there's some people from Israel too. So maybe we can show quickly some prices in euro. So these here, we've got the same kits in this PDF here, right? So here we've got the 10 oils that the first kit that we showed. So that's in 115 euro, and Israel is within the European market. And then we have the other kit, which is this one. We recommend the same 10 oils with the diffuser, 225 euro. And then we have also the Daily Habits, I think let's have a look. Do they have the Daily Habits kit in Europe? We have it looks like there's a Cleanse and Restore kit. That's a similar one with the Lifelong Vitality as well. That's at 247. So if you're in Israel, like Lorena and Jody that are on this call, you can get your kits shipped to you from the European office, and access to all the different products from there too.
Great. So thank you, Caroline. Now we